Hello and welcome to the third contest of the 2024 Interchurch Bible Quiz, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, brought to you by the National Bible Quiz Project, the Bible Society of Ghana, and the Students' Chaplaincy Council, KNUST. Today's contest is between Deeper Life Campus Fellowship, National Union of Anglican Students, NUAS, Apostolic Students and Associates, APOSA, and the Interhall Christian Fellowship, IHCF. Okay. At this point, we will let our contesting teams introduce themselves to us, and then they will tell us about their preparations and expectations for this contest. We'll start with you, Deeper Life.
I'm Abigail Obi. Yes. The preparation has not been easy, but we know that God is going to help us to see through, and God is going to see us through, and in the end, His name will be glorified. Okay,
God is going to see Deeper Life through. Thank you.
Frimpong Smart. We thank God for seeing us through up to now, and we do hope and believe that in the end, His glory will be seen.
Okay, His glory will be seen. Thank you, Deeper Life. Let's hear from you, NUAS.
Okay, so my name is Michelle Stacy Budukumi. We've made fervent preparations for this contest, and we hope for nothing but the best. Thank you.
I'm Priscilla Dokiai Champon. Yeah, I would just want to reiterate what my fellow partners said. Yeah, so we are prepared, and we know that God will do better.
And that was NUAS. Thank you very much, NUAS. APOSA, let's hear from you.
Okay, so my name is Michael Tetena.
Okay, my name is Enoch Tidor Takankwaramo.
Okay, so far preparation has been good by God's grace, and we are here because we know it's not of him that will it, not of him that run it, but it's of God that showed mercy.
Of God that showeth mercy. Thank you, APOSA. IHCF, let's hear from you.
My name is Julius Amuzu.
My name is Apel Prince Kwame. And for the preparation, God has been so good to us, and we are praying that at the end, His will will be done and the glory will be seen.
Okay. Thank you very much, IHCF. All right. Now, before we begin the contest, I want us to acknowledge our sponsors for this championship. We have Sweet Music Pro Audio, Ghana's leading musical instrument store, Fortune Ghana, manufacturers of Fortune Margarine and Spread, Jamar, manufacturers of Jamar Soap, and our media partners, Sweet Melodies FM and Pent TV. We have yet another exciting contest before us. If you are watching us live, kindly share the link to all your handles and your friends. Let's gather for another intriguing journey into the scriptures. My name is Janet Dansoa, and I am your quiz mistress. Okay, now to the contestants. This contest will come to you in 4 rounds. Round 1. Here are the rules. Most questions in this round require simple, straightforward answers. Some questions may require some explanations or more detailed answers. You have 10 seconds to answer your major question, and your answer must be one attempt only, meaning that you cannot start one answer and change it to start a different answer. If a team fails to answer their main question, I may pass the question on for a bonus to the remaining teams. The first team to ring their bell will have the opportunity to answer. Let's hear the bells of each team, starting from Deeper Life. NUAS. Okay, APOSA. All right. IHCF. Thank you. Please note, a correct answer to a major question is worth 3 points. A correct answer to a bonus question is worth 1 point. A wrong answer to a bonus question will cost you a deduction of 1 point. Let all your answers be precise and accurate. Best wishes to all teams. Okay. Preamble to all teams, listen carefully. Distinguish between Esau and Jacob based on the description I will give you. Distinguish between Esau and Jacob based on the description I will mention to you. Deeper life, physical appearance.
Okay, so Esau was very hairy. Jacob was not hairy. And also, yes, Esau was red all over and with the hair, and Jacob wasn't so.
Okay, I'll accept that. NUAS, occupation or way of life.
So Esau was a hunter and Jacob was a shepherd.
That's correct. APOSA, the parents which loved the most.
Okay, Esau was loved by Isaac, and Jacob was loved by the mother.
Esau was loved by Jacob because he hunt game. Esau was loved by Isaac because he hunt game for him, and Jacob was loved by the mother.
I'll give you 2 points because
I'm mentioning Jacob.
I wanted the name of the mother. Okay. IHCF, the holder of the birthright.
So Esau was the firstborn, and he was the holder of the birthright as the firstborn twin. But Jacob used a male to deceive him to get the eldership of the birthright.
I'll give you 2. Okay, so I wanted you to tell me who the original holder was and then how it moved to the next person. Okay, so the original holder, by virtue of being a firstborn, was Esau, and then but lost it or sold it to Jacob. And then Jacob was not the original holder of the birthright because he wasn't the firstborn, but he bought it or snatched it from his brother and eventually became the owner of the birthright. All right, thank you. Preamble, the number 12 appears many times in the Gospels. Deeper life, mention any 3 events, entities, or narrations in the Gospels which has something to do with the number 12.
Jesus said he could send 12 legions of angels to come and save him. And also, Mary Magdalene had 12 demons residing in her.
There were 12 disciples that closely followed Jesus Christ. And also we have...
That's fine. I could barely hear what you were saying. So would you like to please take it again? No, for her.
Jesus said he could send 12 legions of angels to come and save him. And also, Mary Magdalene had 12 demons residing in her before Jesus healed her.
Okay. I'll give you 1 point For the Jesus disciples were 12. All right, NUAS. Mention any other 3 not already mentioned. I'm coming. Deeper Life, I'll give you 2. Okay. All right. Now, NUAS. Mention any other 3 not already mentioned.
12 tribes of Israel.
That's incorrect. APOSA, mention any other 3 not already mentioned.
We have the 12 gates of the New Jerusalem that is to appear. And we have the 12 loaves of bread that was left over at the feeding of the 5,000.
Okay. Kindly take your answers again. I'll ask you to take your answers again, especially the first one. What did you say?
Okay, I said we have the 12 gates.
12 what?
Gates.
Gates.
Yes. Of the New Jerusalem that is to appear. 12 loaves of bread, or baskets of bread that was left over the feeding of the.
That's fine. Thank you. I'll give you 1. I'll give you 1. IHCF. IHCF, mention any 3 not already mentioned.
The 12 sons of Jacob and the 12 basket that was left over after Jesus fed the 4,000 people.
I'm sorry, I'll not accept that. Okay. So here are the possible answers. The woman with the issue of blood has suffered the disease for 12 years. Jesus' 12 disciples, which was mentioned by one of you. The 12 baskets of leftovers, which were gathered after Jesus' miraculous feeding of the 5,000, which was mentioned by APOSA. And then Jesus said that his apostles or disciples will sit on the 12 thrones in the regeneration, which I believe was mentioned by Deeper Life. Jesus said his apostles would judge the 12 tribes of Israel. Jesus said that he could pray to his Father to send down 12 legions of angels. Jairus' daughter was 12 years old when she died and was raised by Jesus. And Jesus was found in a temple in Jerusalem at the age of 12. And Jesus referenced 12 hours in a day, which if anyone walked during that time, he would not stumble. Thank you. Preamble. I am going to read verses from the book of Exodus, and you are to tell me which chapter I am reading from. Deeper Life. In the 3rd month, after the children of Israel had gone out of the land of Egypt, on the same day they came to the wilderness of Sinai.
Exodus 20.
That's incorrect. Okay. Bonus. Okay. Right, so the right answer is Exodus 19, chapter 19. NUAS, your question. But Moses said to the Lord, the people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us, saying, set bounds around the mountain and consecrate it.
Exodus chapter 20.
That's incorrect. Yes, APOSA.
Exodus 19.
That's correct. APOSA, your question. If you buy a Hebrew servant, he shall serve 6 years, and in the 7th he shall go out free and pay nothing.
Exodus 28.
That's incorrect. For a bonus. Okay. So that's Exodus chapter 21. IHCF. Speak to the children of Israel, and they speak to the children of Israel that they turn and camp before Pi-hahiroth, between Migdol and the sea, opposite Baal-zephon. You shall camp before it by the sea.
Exodus 21.
That's incorrect. Bonus. Okay. And the right answer is Exodus chapter 14. Okay. Preamble. The Gospel of Luke gives unique details about how Jesus called 4 fishermen as disciples by a certain water body. Deeper Life. Mention the names of these fishermen and the respective names of their fathers.
So we have Peter and Andrew, and their father was Jonas. And then we have James and John, and their father was Zebedee.
That's correct. NUAS. What name did the author of Luke give the water body where Jesus met these fishermen?
He gave the name of the one he met Peter and John, the Sea of Galilee, and he gave the one he met Zebedee.
That's incorrect. Bonus. Yes, APOSA.
Lake Gennesaret. Gennesaret.
Okay, I'll accept that. Lake of Gennesaret. APOSA, your major question. What did Jesus do when he got to this location before calling the 4 fishermen to be his disciples?
Okay, so when he got there, he asked permission to use their boat. So they pushed it a little further into the lake. So he preached to the people the gospel. So after preaching to them, before calling the 4 disciples.
I'll accept that. IHCF, your question. Explain in detail what happened when Simon let down his net according to Jesus' words.
So, is it Simon? So
Yes,
Simon,
I'm sorry, you've been bailed out. Yes, APOSA.
So when Peter let down the net they had a lot of fish such that their boat were drowning, and they called for their other partners which came to help them. And when they came, the fish were so many. And Peter came out and said to Jesus, I am a man of sin, depart from me.
I accept that. Preamble. Once an examined person was declared leprous by the priest, a number of actions followed, generally and also depending on the type of leprosy. Deeper life. Mention one of those actions.
Okay, so after a person has been declared clean, he has.
So, when someone has, one of the actions is,
I'm sorry, you've been bailed out. Okay, NUAS.
The person is declared ceremonially unclean and is confined outside the camp.
Please take your answer again.
The person is declared ceremonially unclean and is confined outside the camp.
Okay, I'll accept that. APOSA, mention one not already mentioned.
So, the leprous man was supposed to be brought to the priest, and the priest will examine the person. And if it is indeed leprosy, then the person will either be quarantined for 7 days. After
I'll
7
not
days,
accept that. I'm sorry. IHCF, mention another not already mentioned.
So the person needs to be confined, since if anyone touches the person to be constructed with it.
That has already been mentioned. Okay, so I'll not accept that. Other possible answers are: his clothes shall be torn, his head shall be uncovered or made bare, he shall cover his mustache and cry unclean, He shall dwell alone, and his dwelling shall be outside the camp. Okay. Preamble to all teams, listen carefully. The following passage is an extract from Romans chapter 10, verse 5 to 8. Fill in the blank spaces to complete the passage. Deeper life. For Moses writes about the dash, which is of dash, the man who does those things, dash. Okay, I'll take it again. For Moses writes about the dash, which is of dash, the man who does those things, dash.
okay, the first one is of Israel. Then the second dash is circumcision.
That's incorrect. I'll come back to the right answer. NUAS, I continue the passage. But the dash speaks in this way. Do not say in your heart, dash. That is dash. Okay. APOSA, I continue the passage. Or dash. That is dash from dash.
The last dash, sin.
Okay, that's incorrect. IHCF. I continue the passage. But dash, the word is near you. Dash, that is dash.
The first one is the word of faith, and the second one is your heart, and the third one is your mouth.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Okay. So I'll take the passage with the answers. Romans chapter 10, verse 5 to 8. For Moses writes about the righteousness which is of the law. The man who does those things shall live by them. Then APOSA yours. But the righteousness of faith speaks in this way. Do not say in your heart, who will ascend into heaven? That is to bring Christ down from above. APOSA. continued, or who will ascend into the abyss, that is, to bring Christ up from the dead. IHCF, your part. But what does it say? The word is near you, in your mouth and in your heart. That is the word of faith which we preach. Those were the answers I was expecting. Thank you. Preamble to all teams, listen carefully. One day while Jesus was teaching, he suddenly saw before him a sick man on a bed who didn't enter the room through the door. Deeper life. In which chapter of St. Luke's Gospel can this story be found?
Okay, it's not in the Luke's Gospel.
That's incorrect. Bonus. Okay, so the right answer is chapter 5. NUAS, what description did the writer of Luke give the spiritual atmosphere in the room where Jesus was teaching?
They were all expectant and full of faith.
That's incorrect. Yes, APOSA.
The writer of Luke said, the power of the Lord is there to heal.
That's correct. APOSA, your major question. What sickness was the man suffering from?
The sickness of paralysis or paralysis.
Accepts that. That's correct. Paralysis. Okay, IHCF. How did the man get into the room?
They lowered him through the roof. They lowered him through the roof.
Accept that. All right. Next set. Deeper life. Which Levite family was exclusively responsible for taking down, carrying, and erecting the course of the tabernacle of Moses?
It's Gershon.
It's the Kohath.
That's incorrect. Yes, IHCF.
Kohathites.
That's incorrect. Yes, NUAS.
The Merarites.
No.
Gershonites.
Yes, APOSA is a Gershonite. NUAS, your major question. Which Levite family was exclusively responsible for carrying the inner veil of the tabernacle of Moses?
The Kohathites.
That's correct. APOSA, which Levite family was exclusively responsible for taking down, carrying, and erecting the bars that hold the walls of the tabernacle of Moses?
The Kohathites.
That's incorrect. Yes, NUAS.
The Merarites.
That's correct. IHCF, your question. Which Levite family was exclusively responsible for taking down, carrying, and erecting the pillars of the tabernacle of Moses?
The Merarites.
That's correct. Okay. Deeper life, as exact as possible, states the sequence of places Jesus said his disciples will preach after the Holy Spirit empowers them.
So Jerusalem, in all Judea, in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth.
That's correct. Preamble to the remaining themes. Jews from many nations had gathered in Jerusalem on the day that the 120 believers encountered the Holy Spirit in the upper room. NUAS, mention any three of the nations that was listed in this lot.
Rome, Parthians, Elamites.
I'll give you 2 out of the... What was the first thing you said?
Rome.
Okay, I'll accept it. Visitors from Rome, yes. So 3. APOSA, mention any 3 not already mentioned.
The Syrian, the Judea, and Pamphylia.
Please take the last one again.
Pamphylia.
Pamphylia. That's correct. IHCF, mention any other 3.
So the Medes, the Mesopotamia and the Arabs. The Medes, Mesopotamia and the Arabs.
That's correct. Okay. Next set. Deeper Life. What major event happened in the Exodus journey at the stop called Taberah?
At Taberah, the children of Israel spoke against the Lord, like they were murmuring, and the fire of the Lord burnt in the camp as a punishment from God.
I give it 2 out of the 3. NUAS, what major event happened in the Exodus journey at the stop called Kibroth Hattaavah?
The children of Israel said they were craving meat as they had in Egypt, and God gave them meat, but even as the meat was between their teeth, the fire of the Lord burned, and they had to bury those who had the craving.
I accept that. APOSA, what law did God give the people of Israel concerning the firstborn of their head? I take the question again. What law did God give the people of Israel concerning the firstborn of their head?
Concerning the firstborn of their head, the firstborns was to be the loss, number 1. The firstborns can be redeemed. The firstborns can be redeemed, number 2. And the firstborns were not to work, for they were chosen of the Lord.
I give it 2. IHCF, what law did God give the people of Israel concerning the firstborn of their sheep?
So concerning the firstborn of their sheep, the Lord gave to the people of Israel is that they are to sacrifice the firstborn of their sheep exclusively to the Lord.
That's incorrect. Bonus. Yes, APOSA.
The firstborn of the sheep was to be for the Lord, and they were to be given to the Levites, and also they, in their sacrifice, they were not to share its hairs.
That's correct. Preamble to all teams, listen carefully. Deeper Life. In the space of 40 seconds, quote in full 2 verses each from Esther, Job, and Psalms and the Psalms.
Psalm 1 verse 1. Blessed is the man that walks not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of the scornful. Verse 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and his law that he meditates day and night. Job 19:25. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. 26. Though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and not another, and mine eyes shall behold him. Esther. Try. You said each, right?
Okay, I'll give you 2 points. NUAS, in a space of 40 seconds, quote in full 2 verses each from 2 Corinthians, 2 Thessalonians, and 2 Peter.
2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17. For the Lord is that Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Verse 18. But we all with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord. 2 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. For this is the will of God, even your sanctification, that you should abstain from fornication. 2 Peter.
I'll give you 1 point. APOSA, in the space of 40 seconds, quote in full 2 verses each from Colossians, 1 Timothy, and 2 Timothy.
Colossians chapter 4, verse 2. Devote yourself to prayer. Give it thanks to God. Give it thanks to God. Colossians chapter 2, verse 14. Having forgiven us of our indebtedness, which stood against us and spoke against us, he carried them to the cross. He took them away, nailing them to the cross. 2 Timothy 2:15. Steady to show thyself approved unto God, a workman that needed not to be ashamed, but rightly dividing the word of truth. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 16. But all scriptures are given by the inspiration of God, and is profitable for teaching, for rebuke, and for correction.
First, and the love of money will drive you away into the worldly delusion.
I'll give you 2 points. IHCF, in the space of 40 seconds, quote in full 2 verses each from Proverbs, Lamentations, and the Song of Songs.
Proverbs 15, verse 1. A soft answer do away with wrath, but a grievous word stir up anger. Proverbs
1 verse 10, my son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. Lamentation chapter 3 verse 23. Raising up your voices in the night and praying for your sons. And Lamentation chapter 3 verse 27. And the youth shall bear his yoke in his youth. And Song of Songs chapter 1 verse 1.
Okay, I'll give you 1. And that brings us to the end of round 1. At the end of round 1, here are the results. IHCF had 12 points. Deeper Life had 15 points. NUAS had 16 points. And APOSA is in the lead with 22 points. Now to round 2, the speed race. Every question goes to all teams, and you must all race to be the first to answer. If you believe you have an answer, you must ring the bell to be called. Shall we hear your bells, starting from you, Deeper Life? NUAS, APOSA, IHCF. Okay. By the time you ring the bell, you must be ready with your answer, else the next team to have rung will be given the opportunity to answer. Correct answer if you were the first to ring, 3 points. Correct answer if you were the second to ring, 2 points. Correct answer if you were the third or fourth, 1 point. Every incorrect answer, -1. You are not obliged to ring the bell if you are not sure of the answer. Let all your answers, be precise and accurate. Best wishes to all teams. First question. Mention any 2 of the places where Abraham built altars. Yes, Deeper Life.
So the first one place was Luz, which was later on called Bethel, and the other place was Peniel.
That's okay. Let me hear your answer, APOSA.
So Abraham built an altar, the first place at Shechem, and the second place between Bethel and Ai.
Deeper Life, what did you say?
I said the first place was Luz, which was later on called Bethel, and the second place was Peniel.
Okay. I'll not accept your answer. NUAS, you have the answer right. For Shechem. Sorry. APOSA. APOSA. Thank you.
When they came to Bethel and Ai,
For
they
Shechem.
built an altar over there. So it's
Shechem. Shechem and then between Bethel and Ai. Okay. Next question. As exact as possible, quote the text in 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Yes, Deeper Life.
2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Okay, take that.
Okay. So 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3 says, knowing this first, that scoffers will come in the last days, walking according to their own lusts. Next question. Mention the names of all the sons which were born by Kohath. Okay, so their names are Amram, Uziel, Hebron, Izah. Okay. Next question. What description did Jesus give the Sadducees, which suggests that they were likely worse off? Yes, Deeper Life.
Ye always do a not knowing the scriptures nor the power of God.
That's correct. I would advise that you speak loudly and into the mic. Okay. Next question. The account that a disciple of Jesus cutting off the ear of a servant of the high priest is recorded in all 4 Gospels. Okay. Which bell went first? NUAS? All right, NUAS.
Luke and Matthew.
That's incorrect. Yes, let's hear your answer, APOSA.
Okay, so it is only in John that the name of the person was mentioned to be Marcus.
Next question. What is the meaning of the Hebrew word gabasa? Yes, APOSA.
The pavement.
That's correct. Next question. How many chapters in total are in each of the following books? A, 1 Thessalonians. B, 2 Thessalonians. C, 2 Timothy. Yes, deeper life.
So, 1 Thessalonians 5, 2 Thessalonians 3, and then 4.
All right, that's correct. 5, 3, 4. Next question. What indicators did the priest use in determining whether or not a house was infected by leprosy? Yes, APOSA.
For the priest to know that a house is affected by leprosy, on the walls of the house there should be a greenish substances by which he will know that a house has started with leprosy.
Next question. An offering of an article of gold was weighed as 200 drachms. What is the weight of this offering in the units of shekel, and why? Yes, deeper life.
Okay, it's 300, it's a 300,000. That is to say 5 zeros. That's 300,000 because it's equivalent. One drama is equivalent of 3,000 shekels.
That's incorrect. And the time is already up. So the right answer, the time is up. Okay. The right answer is 50 shekels because 1 drachma is one out of 4 of a shekel. Next question. Next question. How exactly did God stop the plague of the locusts? Yes, deeper life.
Okay, so with the plague of the locusts, Aaron called Moses and then he told him that he should let it go. So Moses went and pleaded with the Lord, and the Lord caused an east wind to blow the locusts into the sea.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. APOSA, let's hear your answer.
So, after the plague has come over Egypt, Pharaoh cried out to Moses, and Moses went to Pharaoh, and Pharaoh pleaded that he should pray for them. After that, Moses went and prayed to God, and the Lord sent a west wind, which came and blew the locust into the sea.
I'll not accept it. Okay. So I wanted precision here. The Lord turned a very strong west wind, which took the locusts away and blew them into the Red Sea. Next question. Who did Jesus refer to as the fox? Yes, APOSA.
Herod.
That's correct. Next question. What What warning did Jesus give his disciples and the multitudes concerning the Pharisees and Sadducees? Okay, deeper life.
He asked them to beware of the living of to beware of their living. And then he later on explained that their living refers to their doctrine.
That's incorrect. Apostle, let me hear your answer.
Okay, so Jesus gave warning to the disciples and the multitude that they shouldn't follow the livings of the Pharisees, which is their doctrine, and that they should do what they teach, but they shouldn't do their own act, because the Pharisees, they teach but they don't act it.
Accept that. Next question. Mention any 3 utensils that were part of the setup of the brazen altar. Okay, so we have pans, we have shovels, basins, forks, and fire pans. Okay. Next question. Pick the odd one out and explain fully the reason for your choice. Judah, Issachar, Naphtali, Zebulun. Yes, deeper life.
The odd one out is Naphtali. The reason being that Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun were at the east side, but Naphtali was at the north in the arrangement of as they were journeying, the arrangement.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. IHCF, you wrong.
This one too.
The odd one out is Naphtali. The odd one out is Naphtali. This is because the rest are the sons of Leah, and Naphtali is the sons of Leah's servant Zilpah.
That's correct. I'm coming. IHCF. You said Naphtali is the son of who?
Leah's servant, who is called Zilpah.
Zilpah.
Yes.
No, that's incorrect. That's incorrect. All right. So the right answer to this question is yes, it's Naphtali, the old one. The rest are children of Leah, like you said. But Naphtali is the son of Bilhah. Okay. Thank you. Next question. A dear brother, a member of your church, decided to share his mass way of dealing with lust with you. According to him, he's been watching nude pictures. And once that is not a physical contact, he was not fornicating. I'll take it again. A dear brother, a member of your church, decided to take his mass way of dealing with lust with you. According to him, he's been watching nude pictures, and once that is not a physical contact, he was not fornicating. Which of Jesus' teachings can you refer to cancel this? Yes, deeper life.
Okay, so we can refer to the fact that Jesus said in Matthew chapter 5 that if a man will look on a woman to lust after her, he has committed adultery with her already in his heart. So that explains the fact that although it's not physical contact, yes, it's still sinful, so he has to avoid it.
That's correct. Next question. Zacharias, the father of John the Baptist, was a priest according to the order of Abijah or Abia. Which lot of the 24 divisions was Abijah? I'll read the question again. Zacharias, the father of John the Baptist, was a priest according to the order of Abijah or Abia. Which lot of the 24 divisions was Abijah? Okay. And the right answer is the 8th lot. Next question. Apart from the city of Gibeon, Mention any two cities which were originally part of the Gibeonites. Okay, so the right answers. So we have Beeroth, and we have Kiriath Jearim, and we have Shephirah. So any two of these would have been okay. Next question. Mention the full list of gospel books in which each of these stories can be found. A, the parable of the Good Samaritan. B, the story of Jesus and the Samaritan woman. Yes, NUAS.
The parable of the Good Samaritan can be found in Luke chapter 16 and where Jesus met the Samaritan woman, John chapter 4.
That's correct. Next question. How many verses are in Ezra chapter 2? Okay, the right answer is 70. Next question. What description did Paul give of the man called Demas in his second epistle? Yes, IHCF.
So Paul said that Demas has forsaken him, he being loved of the present world, and therefore he has gone outside of him. Paul
Accepts that. Last question for this round. Complete the following statements with precision and accuracy. John chapter 5, verse 20, New King James Version says, the Father. Yes, deeper life.
The Father loved the Son and has committed all judgments into his hands. Therefore, the Father judged no man but the Son.
That's incorrect. Okay. So the right answer to this question, John chapter 5, verse 20, New King James Version says, the Father loves the Son and shows him all things that he himself does, and he will show him greater works than these, that you may marvel. And this brings us to the end of round 2. Gentlemen, before I proceed to mention the results for round 2, I'd like to make a correction. So in one of the questions, which read, pick the odd one out and explain fully the reason for your choice. Judah, Issachar, Naphtali, Zebulun. The answer IHCF gave as Naphtali being the odd one, the rest of the children being for Leah, and Naphtali as the son of Zilpah has been accepted is the right answer. And so their marks have been restored to them. And so at the end, it wasn't DLCF. Are the results. IHCF had 15 points. NUAS had 18 points. Deeper Life had 21 points. And APOSA is in the lead with 36 points. Now to round 3, true or false. In this round, I will be making statements to each team, and you have to tell whether the statement is true or false. A correct answer is worth 2 points. An incorrect answer will result in a deduction of 1 point. A team can decide not to answer their question, at which point it may be passed on to the next team, which rings their bell first. Same rules on points and deductions apply to a passed-on question. Best wishes to all teams. I can see that NUAS has made a substitution, so you introduce yourself to us.
Okay. I am Mauko, Senior Highball.
Okay. Welcome, Senior, to the contest. All right. First set, Deeper Life. The name Job appears only in the book of Job. True or false?
False.
That's correct. NUAS. After Job's restoration, he lived for 120 years and saw his children and grandchildren to the 4th generation. True or false?
False.
That's correct. APOSA. After Job's restoration, he lived for 130 years and saw his children and grandchildren to the 5th generation. True or false?
False.
That's correct. IHCF. After Job's restoration, he lived 140 years and saw his children and grandchildren to the 5th generation. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Next set, Deeper Life. The first child David had with Bathsheba fell sick after Nathan delivered God's judgment on David's sin, and after 4 days the child died. True or false?
False.
That's correct. NUAS, the first child David had with Bathsheba. The first child David had with Bathsheba fell sick after Nathan delivered God's judgment on David's sin, and after 5 days the child died. True or false?
False.
That's correct. APOSA, your question. The first child David had with Bathsheba fell sick after Nathan delivered God's judgment on David's sin, and on the 6th day the child died. True or false?
False.
That's correct. IHCF, the first child David had with Bathsheba fell sick after Nathan delivered God's judgment on David's sin, and after 7 days the child died. True or false?
False.
That's incorrect. That's incorrect. Next set, deeper life. A grain or meat offering offered for a priest is like a burnt offering because the entire offering is burnt on the altar. True or false?
True.
That's correct. NUAS, a grain or meat offering offered for a priest is like a peace offering because a portion of the offering was eaten by the priest and his sons. True or false?
True.
That's incorrect. APOSA, a grain or meat offering offered for a priest is like a trespass offering because 1/5 of the value of the offering was added for restitution. True or false?
False.
That's correct. IHCF, your question. All the animals that were permitted to be offered as burnt offerings were also permitted to be offered as peace offerings. True or false?
False. False.
That's correct. Next set, deeper life. The story of the birth of Jesus is recorded in both Mark and Luke. True or false?
False.
That's correct. NUAS, your question. The story of the birth of Jesus is recorded in both Matthew and Luke. True or false?
True.
That's incorrect. APOSA, your question. The story of the circumcision of Jesus is recorded only in Matthew and Mark. True or false?
False.
That's correct. IHCF, your question. The story of the circumcision of Jesus is recorded only in Matthew and Luke. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Next set, deeper life. If a woman captive from a war was taken to be the wife of a man of Israel, and afterwards the man had no delight in her, he was required to set her free or sell her for 30 shekels of silver. True or false?
False.
That's correct. NUAS, the children of Edomites could enter the assembly of the Lord from their 3rd generation. True or false?
False.
That's incorrect. APOSA, the children of Egyptians could enter the assembly of the Lord from their 3rd generation. True or false?
False.
That's incorrect. IHCF, your question. The children of Hittites could enter the assembly of the Lord from their 3rd generation. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Next set, deeper life. Iconium was the place where Paul was stoned and left for dead. True or false?
False.
That's correct. NUAS, your question. Lystra was the place where Paul was stoned and left for dead. True or false?
True.
That's correct. APOSA, your question. The Jews from Antioch and Iconium were those who incited multitudes to stone Paul and drag him out of the city. True or false?
True.
That's correct. IHCF. Joppa was the place where Peter raised Tabitha back to life. True or false?
True.
That's correct. Next set. Deeper life, according to 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 1. 1 Thessalonians was written by Paul and Sosthenes only. Sosthenes only. True or false?
It's false.
That's correct. NUAS, according to 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, verse 1. 1 Thessalonians was written by Paul, Sosthenes, and Timothy. True or false?
True.
That's incorrect. APOSA, according to Philemon, chapter 1, verse 1, Philemon was written by Paul and Sosthenes. True or false?
False.
That's correct. IHCF, according to Hebrews chapter 1, verse 1, Hebrews was written by Paul. True or false?
False.
That's correct. Last set for this round. Deeper life. After God told Joshua to be strong and of good courage, the officers of Israel also told him to be strong and of good courage. True or false?
True.
That's correct. NUAS, one reason why the deception of the Gibeonites was fully completed was that Israel did not seek counsel from the Lord concerning that matter. True or false?
True.
That's correct. APOSA, Ruth was more determined to go with Naomi, more than Naomi was determined to cause her to return to her people. True or false?
True.
That's correct. IHCF, your question. When Naomi returned with Ruth to Bethlehem, the entire city was excited because of them. True or false?
False.
That's incorrect. And that brings us to the end of round 3. round 3. Here are the results. NUAS had 25 points. IHCF had 25 points. Deeper Life had 37 points. And APOSA had 49 points. And so now to round 4, riddles. In this round, there are 4 riddles. A set of clues will be read out to all teams on each riddle. And you have to draw my attention on your readiness to answer by ringing your bell. Shall we hear your bells, please, starting from Deeper Life? Okay, NUAS. Okay, APOSA. IHCF. Okay. Now the first to answer rightly wins the points for that riddle. A riddle solved on the first clue is worth 5 points. A riddle solved on the second clue is worth 4 points. A riddle solved on the third clue or any other number of clues will be worth 3 points. If a team wrongly answers a riddle, you'll be out of that particular riddle until the next. I can see that Deeper Life has made a substitution. Can you please introduce yourself to us?
Okay, I'm in the person of Anani Noah.
Anani Noah, welcome to the contest. Okay, best wishes to all teams. First riddle. I am an underground shaft.
Jacob's well.
That's correct. Next riddle. Next riddle. I am a popular phrase in the era of the new covenant. Yes.
Born again.
Born again. Okay. Next riddle. Next riddle. Next riddle. I am one of the popular months on the Jewish calendar. I am noted for at least 3 of the feasts the Lord commanded in Leviticus. Although I am not in the first month of... Yes, Deeper Life.
Nizan.
That's incorrect. I continue with the clues. I continue with the riddle. Although I am not the first month of the year, as God originally commanded, for whatever reasons, I have become the beginning of the year amongst modern-day Jews. I am the month in which the Lord commanded Israel to observe the Feast of Trumpets. I am also the same month of the Day of Atonement. Yes, APOSA.
The month of Abib.
That's incorrect. I continue with the clues. I continue with the clues. I continue with the clues. If you are a fan, if you are a fan of dwelling in booths, you will also find me in the Feast of Tabernacles. Who am I? Yes, IHCF.
Month of Bo.
That's incorrect. Okay, Deeper Life wants to try again, but it doesn't score. All right, take it again.
The 7th month.
The 7th month. 7th month. But it does not score. Yes, so it is Tishrei or the 7th month. Final riddle. Final riddle. I am one of the two biblical events with many similarities. We also have some interesting differences between us. Unlike the other, I am not exactly referenced in the New Testament. Between the two of us, I was the second to have happened. Yes, NUAS.
Parting of the Jordan.
I'll not accept it. I'll hold on to that for now. Okay. We both had something to do with a large crowd and water. I was the final event which ushered the people of Israel into their promised land. Okay, let me hear your answer, Deeper Life.
Parting of Jordan River.
Okay, let me hear your answer, APOSA.
The crossing of the Jordan River.
The crossing of the Jordan. The crossing of the Jordan is the right answer. And that brings us to the end of the contest. contest. Here are the results. IHCF had 25 points. NUAS had 25 points. Deeper Life had 47 points. And APOSA came in as the winners with 52 points. And so congratulations, APOSA. Congratulations, APOSA. You have automatically qualified for the national championship and also the grand finale of the KNUST championship. For the rest of the teams, you may still qualify for the nationals depending on the performance of your scores after all championships are done. Congratulations once again. Hello viewers. Thank you for staying with us in this contest. We believe you have learned a lot about the Bible and also had some fun. This program was brought to you by the National Bible Quiz Project, the Bible Society of Ghana, and the Students' Chaplaincy Council, KNUST. It was proudly sponsored by Swiss Music for Audio, Ghana's leading musical instrument store, Fortune Ghana, Jamar, Pen TV, and Sweet Melodies FM. Join us again next time when we bring you the fourth contest of the KNUST Championship. My name is Janet Dansoa, and I am your quiz mistress. Thank you.